and then looking to potential national assessments as opposed to just statewide assessments. So stay tuned on that. But that session was packed with superintendents, standing room only, because there are budgetary implications. They're talking about online tests, and you need the technology to support the taking of those tests. So more to come on that. I also attended the roundtable for the Merrimack Valley. The North Shore Education Consortium also had, I don't want to say an emergency meeting, but a meeting was scheduled because, as you know, Colleen Dolan, the executive director, has left the North Shore Education Consortium to take a job with EDCO. So the board of directors decided to hire an interim executive director for next year to oversee the North Shore Education Consortium. So we talked about that. I also attended the MTRS Defined Benefit Plan session, and I also attended a session with Commissioner Mitchell Chester talking about key priorities for the next school year. So it's a busy conference. That's just the snapshot. It was good though. I enjoyed it. Got a lot of information.
All that in 3 days?
Oh yes.
Was there any talk?
And then attended socials at night.
Can you report on those?
No.
Okay. Was there any talk on?
He's in Falmouth, stays in Falmouth.
Was there any talk on Race to the Top? I've been reading a couple articles about the surprise costs to districts of the
Right.
Race to the Top grants.
None of that was discussed.
Yeah, it's
None of that.
interesting. I think our decision to not participate is turning out to be a very good decision.
We followed your lead on that, so.
I know.
The session that I get the most enjoyment out of is achievement in times of change. One of my ideas is that the only thing in life that's constant is change.
I think that's a great session because the structural changes in our economy are things that we have to address now for these kids that
Yeah.
are just entering the school system, because it's a whole different thing we're training them for.
That's correct. So that's the snapshot version of the Executive
Any
Institute.
questions? Okay, next we have bills and payroll. I believe they're all signed. And then we have minutes. I've reviewed all of these, and we have the executive session from June 11th.
I really wasn't at this session, so could somebody
Right.
else?
Move to approve.
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Abstention.
1 abstention. Then we have the regular meeting from June 11th, 2012.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. We have executive session from June 25th. Karen was not present, so
We have 2 sessions, is that what that means?
we had one after, and we had one at 6:30. This is the 6:32 PM one. And then we
Yes.
had one at 9:23. So this one's the 6:32, and Karen was not present.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye. 1 abstention, correct? Then we have the executive session at 9:23.
Move to approve.
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstention.
1 abstention. And then we have the regular meeting for June 25th.
Move to approve.
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
1 abstention. And I believe that's it. The minutes. Okay, next, any budget update?
Other than what I mentioned when we passed this around, no, sir.
Okay. Staffing.
Yes.
We'll start with Kathy.
This evening, you have a revised staffing report that I handed out to you, so you should have, the old one should be discarded, the new one should be inserted. And the reason why you have a revised is that the anticipated openings are 2012-13, not 2011-12. So there was an
Trying to catch me again?
No, I caught her on
Mel
that.
caught me today.
I caught her
Oh,
today.
jeez. These guys don't change the.
No, I know.
conference, huh?
Yeah.
So you can see at the top of the staffing report, we had 4 retirements at the conclusion of the school year, with Ron Dyer just leaving. I mean, we just had a little gathering for him this week on
That's
Monday
amazing.
to say goodbye to him.
He was here 40 years. Frank Carey was here 47 years, and
Yeah.
Dave Griggs
32.
32.
I was just
Wow.
trying to do, I was just doing the average there.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing,
Unbelievable.
isn't it?
People
Yeah.
just aren't sticking around anymore.
No, I know.
And a paraprofessional that stays for 16 years. That's pretty
Yeah.
impressive as
Mrs.
well.
Mercurio.
Mrs.
The
Mercurio.
kids remember her well from the little school.
You may recall during the budget process that we had position reductions, but these were not due to the budget, but they were due to declining enrollment and the ability at particular grade levels to reduce staffing. And so those have been outlined for you there. We had 2 staff at the little school reduced, grade 1 and grade 5, a grade 1 teacher at the Hood, and a science teacher and a social studies teacher at the middle school. And then for 2012-13, you can see the anticipated openings. I'm pleased to say that 87% of them are filled. We only have 2 left that need to be hired. So we did get an early start. I am interviewing all of the candidates that are being recommended by the principals, and I am very impressed with the recommendations that the principals are sending forward. So I'm pleased with the process up to this point. But I wanted you to have a kind of an overview of what's taking place in terms of staffing changes from last year to this year. Are there any questions?
Okay, and at this point, this is one other staffing issue. Mr. Nelson mentioned earlier there was only 1 salary in the 2013 fiscal year budget that wasn't updated yet.
Mr. Nelson's donating his time?
Yeah, you know. So hopefully we can do that tonight. I actually spent some time with Carl today, and then we had an executive session tonight to discuss collective bargaining. And at this point, we're extremely thankful to Mr. Nelson. I believe he was supposed to retire either the end of July or the end of August. He was going to be leaving us. We went through a search where we just did not find compatible candidates that we felt would be successful in this district. And as I said, thankfully, Mr. Nelson has agreed to stay on with us through December for half the fiscal year. The committee discussed tonight giving Mr. Nelson a 4% raise for that 6-month period, realizing it is a little higher than the other raises we've given out, but also taking into account he was on the precipice of retirement, and we reeled him back in. And I think it's fair to say that if we had to make a bunch of transitions and try to get someone interim in here at a really short notice, it would have cost us more than the 4% increase that we're offering Mr. Nelson tonight. So at this time, I'd entertain a motion. The rest of his contract will remain the same, and it will run, as I said, through December 31st, 2012. So I'll entertain a motion on that
Move
contract.
to approve Mr. Nelson's contract through December 31st, 2012, with an increase in his current pay, rate of pay of 4%, with all of the terms of the contract remaining the same.
Second.
Oh,
I'd be
I think she beat you this
I
time.
think she
It was
beat you.
very
Yes.
close, but
Half a millisecond.
we have a motion by Ms. Venezia, a second by Ms. Ericetti. Any further discussion? Again, I just thank you, Carl, for extending your stay with us and getting us through another 6 months. Exactly. So seeing no further discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Thanks, Carl. Next, bids and donations.
None at this time?
Subcommittee reports.
None at this time?
And correspondence? None at this time?
None at this time. Administrative report, though, you have school council minutes in your packet.
Oh, okay, right.
You haven't read those?
I'm gonna read them later. Did you see how many there were?
Yes, I read them all.
It's a lot of
It's really
reading.
nice to actually see them.
Yes,
And
it is
that
good to
adds
have
a
them.
little more connectedness to that.
Right.
Which is great.
Future business, our next meeting is August, it's a budget, not budget, it's a goals workshop, correct?
Correct.
I know
August.
everyone is so excited about this,
I love-
especially Mr. Venezia.
He loves goals
He
workshops.
does.
I think
The
we-
joy in his face is
we
just
need
overwhelming.
goals.
What day, August?
It is
Otherwise, we're
Monday,
doing nothing
Yeah.
wrong.
August 13th.
And then August-
6 PM.
Right,
And we'll be in the central office conference room and
food,
food, okay.
yes.
Same way that we've been doing it the last couple of times?
Yes,
Yeah,
you have
that's
Ann contact us and
Yes,
we'll put our orders in.
okay.
And then August 27th is our next regular meeting,
Regular meeting.
okay?
And
Anything
then school
else?
starts.
And then
Make a
school
motion
starts.
to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
You're the second.
I think she made the motion.
She made the motion, we'll take your second.
They're gonna coordinate their.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Good night.
I got my eye out first.
Yeah.